Hey, we got a new home plus a new roof. That's what we're seeing more from sellers, giving up concessions, driving down prices, contributing to their closing costs, blah, 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 blah. So if you're a buyer, I would say if you're in a good position, go for it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Well, if you are a frequent viewer of my channel, you know that inventory has been the main theme in real estate here in the Seattle area for the entirety of 2025. And the Northwest MLS just came out with its figures for the month of June, and the 6th month of the year certainly doesn't disappoint, because what was good for buyers wasn't great for sellers, and what was pretty good for sellers wasn't good for buyers. Again, we're seeing an increase, or we saw an increase of inventory, which for sellers is not that great, because now they got to compete with other sellers for buyers. Buyers that are right now a little bit scared because interest rates starting this week, the week after the 4th of July weekend, interest rates 6.67, which is about the same almost most of last year. But now with the increase in inventory, buyers got a little bit more selection to pick their home from. And the prices, because you have so much more inventory and less buyers, the prices are not going up that much, which is not great for sellers looking to get those cash in and those huge gains from a couple of years ago. Are not going to get that right now. Maybe later on in the year, maybe next year, we don't know, but they're not getting that. And for buyers, it's a little bit more affordable, if you want to call it. In fact, not since September 2022 has all 27 counties that are represented by the Northwest MLS, state of Washington has 36 counties, but 27 counties, again, from the Northwest MLS, reported an increase, double-digit increase in the amount of inventory year over year. Okay, and of course that's affecting the prices, as I said, because if you go back to May of this past year, 2025, the median sales price for single-family residential home and condos, $660,000. The month of June, just 30 days later, 670, so an increase of just 1.5%. And if you go 12 months prior, June 2024, that's a median sales price for residential condos, $650. And again, for the month of June 2025, $670. So an increase of just 3.1%. All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to show you the numbers coming up for King County, as I do every month. I'm going to show you Snohomish, Seattle, the east side, and the one area of King County. So we saw the largest decrease in the median sales price, which is great because it's a really nice area. I think it's a really nice area here in King County. And I will tell you, it's on the lake. It's on Lake Washington, but not on the east side. Hey, before I show you that, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Julian Gonzalez, and I'm a real estate broker with RSVP Brokers ERA here in beautiful Seattle, Washington. I greatly appreciate you liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications. If you have any questions, feel free to put it down below. And I love when people do that, because then it kind of helps me, or helps everybody in our little community, help each other out in what this is a very crazy real estate world. Okay, let's get things started. Let's take you out to King County. Now, here are the numbers for King County. Start off with a big number. You can look at it whatever you want, but I know what people like to see first is the median sales price, $1,048,000, an increase of 7.5%. And guys, before I get ahead of myself, this is residential homes. I'll do condos later on this week. June, residential homes, $1,048,000 for King County. 30 days prior, the number for that was $995,000. So it was an increase in the median sales price, but not too much. You expect a little bit more, because June is really caliente when it comes to the real estate market. Again, new listings, an increase of 21%. Back in May, the increase was 24%. Another big number to consider, closed sales. This was an increase when the month prior, it was negative 16%. So either way, whether it's the economy, it could be an increase in inventory, it's still June. It's still June, so things are going to be a little bit more active when it comes to real estate. So we did see an increase in closed sales, despite of what we saw 30 days earlier. Another big number to look at, months of inventory, 2.9. months worth of inventory, and the month prior 2.8. So it's kind of a little bit stable when you look at that. Now moving on to the take you out now to the Snohomish County. Snohomish County median sales price $800,000 for a single family residential home in the month of June. The month prior, this is a big drop for the month of May. In May it was $840,000, the median sales price here in Snohomish County. The going back up to the new listings, we see as much as 11%. 30 days prior was an increase of 17%. So one number kind of affects the other number, right? We're seeing inventory really, once again, affecting the prices of homes. When you look the amount of days on market, that's 19 days on market. And in fact, I told you at the top of the video about one of my sellers selling their home, and this trend of increased inventory is affecting them. Did comparables for the area where they're looking to sell a house. I can't tell you exactly what it is because I'm not allowed to pre-market the home before I put it on the market. I can't do it, but I will tell you it's in Snohomish County. And what we saw is two comparables, very comparable to the my seller's home. And one home has been on the market 16 days, the other one 40 days. They're very comparable to my sellers, but what we know doing a pre-inspection, the roof sucks. It's terrible, it's shot. We know that the buyer's gonna come do their inspection and they're gonna call out the roof. So we're getting ahead of all the buyers, and my seller decided to put in a new roof. Again, competing, trying to outshine themselves or put out a prettier light, putting themselves in a better position than the competition. Hey, we got a new home, plus a new roof. That's what we're seeing more from sellers, giving up concessions, driving down prices, contributing to their closing costs, blah, 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 blah. So if you're a buyer, I would say if you're in a good position, go for it. You might find finally that one home that you can afford. Now, moving over now to the east side, to Seattle. This is your area, blah, 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 Lake City, West Seattle, down by Lake Ridge, and all the way here about, what is that about? Let's say Capitol Hill. Put a number right there. Okay, numbers for Seattle, and you're looking at the median sales price for the month of June, $1,080,000, 30 days prior. Guys, again, an increase of 13%, 12 months prior, but the month prior, this number was in month of May, $1,011,000. Okay, so we did see an increase in the Seattle area, which is, it's crazy expensive, not like the east side, and I'll show you the numbers, but it has gone pretty wacko, crazy, loco. Total active listings, an increase about 35% rather. And when you look at the amount in the month of May, about the same. It was 1,370. And you see me keep on looking down. I have a little cheat sheet. It kind of helps because there's a lot of numbers to look at, okay? So sorry. Pending sales and agreements between seller and buyer to negotiate for the sale of a home. We saw an increase right there, 16%. And pending sale, actually the month before, I do need to give you this. The month prior, 7.8%. So the huge increase, again, we're in June. Amount sold, an increase of 24%. And the month prior was negative 19, all right? Amount of homes sold. Again, June is very busy. Moving on now to the east side, blah, blah, blah. Here it is from the east shores of Lake Washington all the way towards Snoqualmie Pass, all the way out closer to Leavenworth, okay? So here are the numbers for the east side, $1,610,000. A decrease. Decrease, just crazy when you look at these numbers, right? A decrease by as much as what, 1.5%. The number for the east side, the month prior, 30 days prior, was 1,633,000. So we are seeing, again, trying to help some of these buyers that can afford that, but at the end of the day, it is making it more affordable for people no matter what your income level is. It is helping a lot of people out there. Number of total active listings, this is an increase of 92%. The month prior was 103%. Pending sales, year over year, not moving up too much right there, only at 2.5%. Amounts sold, negative 2.4% the month prior, negative 19 the month of May. So we're seeing definitely not as much activity the last couple of months when it comes to single family residential homes out on the east side. Now, I told you about the one area in King County that saw this biggest decrease in regards to the median sales price. And it's an area that I really like. It's right on the lake. It's very accessible to I-5 and kind of gets you even closer to the 405. I love this little area. This area, Lake Forest Park. For a lot of you guys that don't know exactly where I'm showing, downtown Seattle, north side of Lake Washington. In fact, that's where I got my real estate license years ago. That's why I have this closeness to them. And I like this area. What's east of I-5, right next to Shoreline, really great area. And that also is part of Kenmore. Now, the biggest decrease, as I said, in the median sales price year over year, King County, 13%. A decrease 13%. The price there for median sales price for a single family residential home is $865,000. You can find, one thing, every time I've gone to Lake Forest Park, there are a lot of fixer-uppers or houses that are not in great condition. But like I told my clients, they always say, hey, Julian, that house would be great if just the floors were nicer. I go, yeah, if the floor was nicer in a different area, it costs you a lot more. So I think these are great opportunities. You're willing to, get your hands dirty. Good opportunities. Active listings, an increase of just 2%. The month prior, basically didn't move much. It was 0% year over year for the month of May. So really not much of a difference. Pending sales, a decrease by as much as 40%. So people are negotiating, obviously, inventory. You're gonna have more inventory and the price is gonna come down. Hand over hand. Indoor inventory, look at inventory, 1.7. That sucks, right? It's not a lot of inventory because a lot of the experts say that a healthy market is 4 to 6 months. And sold, let me go back here. Sold is 22%, an increase 22%. The month prior, 35%. Guys, is there an area that you live in that you'd like to know more about? I'll put it in my next video. Just let me know below. Good luck, guys.